A 6'5" guard from Oklahoma State, number 3, John Starks. A 6'4" guard from Illinois, number 11, Derek Harper. A 7-foot center from Georgetown, number 33, Patrick Ewing. 6'10" forward from the University of Pittsburgh, number 6, Charles Smith. And a 6'7" forward from Tennessee State, number 14, Anthony Mason. Gentlemen, get on your feet for your Seattle Supersonics. With assistant coaches Bob Weiss, Tim Gergerich, Terry Stotts, and Dwayne Casey. Strength and conditioning coach Bob Medina. Equipment manager Mark St. Ives. The trainer Frank Furtado, and the head coach George Karl. And the starting lineup tonight for your Supersonics. A 6'4" guard from Oregon State, number 20, Gary Payton. A 6'3" guard from Bradley University, number 33, Hersey Hawkins. 6'11" center from New Orleans, number 50, Irvin Johnson. 6'9.5" forward from North Carolina, number 14, Sam Perkins. 6'10" forward from Trinity Junior College, number 40, Sean Kemp. The officials for tonight's game, as assigned by the NBA, number 34, Ronnie Nunn.
Well, George Karl going with the taller lineup tonight has Irvin Johnson and Sam Perkins in the starting lineup. As for the Knicks, although it was a solid effort against the Clippers Wednesday in LA, the Knicks did commit 26 turnovers, 15 in the first half, which certainly caught the attention of George Karl, and John talked about that with the Sonics coach.
We would like to create a lot of turnovers. If we get the game into the 20 areas, we think then we'll create some of our offense off of the turnovers. And we'd like the game to get over 100 if possible. I think Don wants the game to get on and stay in the 90s.
Barb, I think this is a very big game for Derek Harper. He'll probably be dealing with Payton a lot of the time. And Derek is so tough, tenacious, and as is a younger version of Derek Harper in the form of Payton.
The officials, Ronnie Nunn, Ted Bernhardt, and Woody Mayfield. The Knicks at 23-13. They have won their last 2 on the road, a record of 10-6. Away from home, this is game 2 of a 3-game Western trip that will conclude tomorrow night in Vancouver. And then Tuesday, the Knicks are back home for the Chicago Bulls, while Seattle playing game 2 of a 5-game homestand following what was scheduled to be a 7-game road trip that turned out to be 6 because of the postponement of the game against the Knicks in New York. And the Sonics come off a win at home Tuesday against the Cavaliers. Ronnie Nunn will throw it up. And it's controlled by Anthony Mason. John Starks running the baseline against Hersey Hawkins. And here's Starks for three. Knicks trying to get Starks off early. Hawkins driving past Starks.
I think it's always difficult in a new arena to start out with long jump shooting. You got to get a feel for the place. And John Starks' shot was rather off severely.
They double up on Ewing. George Carl is going to the double team against Patrick Ewing. Harper for three. And one-handed by Kemp. Kemp running the floor, stutter stepping on Mason. And then they pull it back. Payton for three. And Ewing pulls it down.
Knicks need a little motion now at this end of the court. Stretch out Seattle defensively. Loosen them up a bit.
Here is Ewing. So Patrick Ewing has tied the game at 2.
You know he'll want to eat up Irvin Johnson. This is his 17th start of the season. He is not a strong center. He's just a body out there for Ewing.
Difficult assignment for Anthony Mason against Sean Kemp. Perkins shooting from downtown. Goes to a travel as the crowd reacts. Harper with the foot on the line. It's a two-pointer. And the Knicks lead 4-2.
Nice look by Ewing. Didn't force his move.
This is Irvin Johnson. Does not have any magic in his shooting touch. Harper going all the way. Rebounded by Johnson. Hawkins again able to sweep by Starks. And back comes Starks. Johnson is a shot blocker, but Starks was able to beat him off the dribble. And the Knicks up 6-2. Gary Payton, who is having a sensational season, matched up with Derek Harper. Kemp now posting up. And strip. Nice play by Mason. So the Sonics will have 5 on the shot clock.
Mason has a great ability to get that hand at waist level of his opponents to slap the ball away.
And off the inbounds, the foul is called. It is on Mason.
Foul is on number 6, Charles Smith.
A correction on Charles Smith.
First team foul in the quarter, all in New York.
So a new 24 for Seattle. Now Kemp posting up.
When other than Kemp for Seattle shoots the basketball, Mason must really look for Kemp to keep him away from offensive rebounding and stuffing.
Mason drawing the double team and an illegal defense.
40 is illegal. Illegal defense has been called against Seattle.
The Sonics won both meetings against the Knicks last season. They've taken 3 straight against the Knicks. I guess the first of 2 meetings this year. That January 7th game scheduled for the Garden postponed due to the blizzard. And the double on Ewing was able to get it out, and Smith draws the foul. The Sonics-Knicks game in the Garden has been rescheduled for April the 8th. Kemp was called for that foul.
That's a Monday, and Seattle will fly all the way from Portland into that game and then continue back out west for another game. So that's quite a run for them.
Double up on Mason, who got it out to Smith. Rebounded by Johnson.
The game in New York, Marv, will be televised here in Seattle at 9:30 in the morning.
Illegal defense, the call against the Knicks.
Illegal defense.
The official, Woody Mayfield, needs some help from George Carl. George Carl in his 4th full season as head coach of the Sonics. John, you know he was a 4th-round draft pick of the Knicks back in 1973, but he opted for the ABA. The man who
Looking at it, baby. Come on, hit me off. Hit me off. Ah! Oh, yeah. Run down.
So the foul on Johnson. Sonics starting third-year man from New Orleans, Irvin Johnson. rather than Nate McMillan going with the bigger lineup against the Knicks.
Would have been a tough job for George Karl coming into a rookie camp with Walt Frazier and Earl Monroe back there.
That was tips and no backcourt violation. Hopper for Starks. Perkins got a
by 5. They had as big as a 19-point lead in this game.
Main thing for Miami, just play your regular game here right now. You don't need a 3. It's still too early to be thinking that. Play within what you're doing. Right now, if you're Charlotte, you want to play strong defense, hold them to 1, and then push hard.
Well, the Knicks are looking for each other. There's one eye on the basket, as Charles Smith just indicated, and also an eye for open teammates.
Here's Kemp. John Kemp showing the outside touch. The Sonics about to make a substitution. Vincent Askew over the scorer's table.
Charlotte did not play the man out of bounds. Michael Adams stayed off the ball and cut off the cutters to the top of the circle.
Yes, John Starks from deep in the left-hand corner extends to an 11-4 Knick lead. Kemp feeling for Mason. Beautiful soft touch by Shawn Kemp, who comes off a 12-for-17, 31-point game against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
What a tough move. A move like Anthony Mason likes to execute, although Kemp is 6'10".
Ewing from way out. And the rebound handled by Perkins. Payton's pass broken up by Ewing. And a foul against the Sonics. Timeout is taken by Seattle.
Number 50, Irvin Johnson, is second.
Starks with Jordan chasing. Ties the game.
American Express is a proud sponsor of New York Knicks basketball on MSG Network.
Looking to have some remodeling work done in your home or office? Then call 1-800-REMODEL today and get in touch with the experienced people at Jarrow Building Industries. When you call Jarrow at 1-800-REMODEL, you'll be working with talented professionals who will take you through every critical step of your remodeling project, designed to fit your budget. Jarrow Builders has been providing quality remodeling work for over 29 years and offers a 3-year warranty on workmanship and materials. Call Jarrow Builders today at 1-800-REMODEL and begin to work with the best.
$459 a month, not $499 a month. $459 a month for a new 1996 loaded Lincoln Town Car, only at Bright Bay Lincoln Mercury, a name synonymous with luxury savings. While the other guys are at $499 a month, Bright Bay has new 96 Lincoln Town Cars, Continentals and Mark 8s from $459 a month, all with no money down leases available.
Compare the facts. Shop around first, then come to Bright Bay Lincoln Mercury, ready to buy. Sunrise Highway, Bay Shore.
Hey, fellas, is that a floor plan for the bank next door? You guys aren't thinking of doing what I think you're doing. Haven't you heard? The Roslyn Savings Bank is paying all their savings and now account customers extra interest, equal to 25% of the total interest they earned in these accounts during 1995. Whoa, no monkey business for these two. There they go, headed straight to the Roslyn Savings Bank to open a new account today. Extra interest has been paid by the Roslyn Savings Bank for the last 10 years, so why monkey around with anything else?
You're invited to catch the Wizard of Oz on ice live at Madison Square Garden now through January 21st. This live spectacular brings to life Dorothy, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion with world-class figure skating and cutting-edge technology. Tickets are on sale now at the Garden box office and through Ticketmaster.
Substitution.
All right, Vincent Askew has come on for the first time. Knicks open up 5 of 11 from the field. Irvin Johnson, who committed that last foul, sitting down. Here is Starks, rejected and draws the foul. But we are seeing a very active John Starks. And Don Nelson has always been saying we want to see John take it to the basket to draw fouls. And he drew the foul right there. Payton called on the personal. John Starks did not go to the foul line at all against the Clippers the other night.
The other thing, too, Marv, that we're not seeing is a lot of dribbling of the basketball by the Knicks. They're getting into their offense earlier than usual, bringing a smile to Don Nelson's face. Actually, there's good movement of the basketball, and not only John, but his other teammates also have been driving when the opportunities are there, and the shooting percentage thus far is very good for the Road.
So the Knicks with a 13-6 lead on Seattle, a Seattle club that has won 15 of 16 here at home. They have won their last 10. Payton with a beautiful reverse. The one home loss by the Sonics this season at the hands of Indiana, a 1-point defeat, 102-101, and that has been it.
Well, that game was significant for Mark Jackson, who scored 8 of the team's final 13 points against Seattle.
Shot clock down to 5. Ewing spinning his way for the facial on Sam Perkins.
Patrick, save that one for Tuesday, and you're going to see the roof of the Garden rock. What a move.
As Kemp angles in, he took the body. Foul committed by Mason. Trying to keep Kemp away. Knicks with a 15-8 lead with 5:44 to go in this first quarter.
Sonics trying to get into their offense. They always feel safe in going to Kemp down low, while Perkins hangs around for the jump shooting opportunities.
And here's Perkins for 3. The Sam Perkins, who has the beautiful touch from downtown, loves to shoot the three-pointer, even when playing center, which forces the opposition's big man to come outside with him.
Well, that's his 52nd three-point make of the year, so it's no surprise. The Knicks can't leave him open like that.
There's Smith. Kemp came out of the pack. Just under 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Perkins fouled. Starks over to help. Sam Perkins will go to the line. Foul on Starks. And Doug Christie replacing Charles Smith. And Doug is hearing it from the crowd. He is a Seattle native, but this goes back several years when he was a #1 draft pick of the Sonics. Never did come to terms with his hometown club, and the Sonics were forced to trade him to the Los Angeles Lakers. So Doug's hearing the boos as he checks in here in his hometown.
Interesting how fans carry the memory around with them.
And the boos greeting the announcement on the public address that Doug was coming on.
Well, meanwhile, when Charles Smith just went to the bench in favor of Christie, Don Nelson had a few things to say, and they weren't all smiles.
Charles Smith missing on his first 2 shot opportunities. Doug Christie has been playing very well as of late. Draws the foul. It is on Payton. So that's 2 on Gary Payton.
His second.
Doug Christie the other night against the Clippers, 10 minutes, 2 of 3, 6 points, but he's been on a good run getting the playing time recently.
This must be the earliest appearance for him in a game this season as well.
Beautiful move by Mason. Knicks 17, Sonics 13. Askew being guarded by Christie. Perkins with a nice fake. With the head fake on Patrick Ewing.
You know, when you see a move like that, and then you look at, well, who's going to support Ewing? Who's behind him? Well, Oakley's on the bench. Smith's on the bench. That's where you really miss that support.
Here's the double on Ewing, who pops it back out. Hoffer try to shake off Hawkins. Ewing, yes. Patrick Ewing, 4 of 5 from the field. He has 8 points. Had a strong one against the Clippers on Wednesday. And the foul is called. It counts. The basket is good, and the foul committed by Mason. And Don Nelson is very upset.
We haven't seen Nelson react so strongly. I mean, his arms were waving on that one. It looked like, Marv, it looked like the foul was called very early in the play, and it seemed to go on, and then it was allowed to be a continuation play.
That's what Don Nelson, who was hit with a technical foul, was arguing as to why the basket was allowed. And now a technical has been called on Anthony Mason. As you take another look, apparently Mason had something to say. So Nelson with the tee, and then Mason who had something to say, and Patrick Ewing over to Anthony Mason. And you get the idea he's saying, why did you get involved in this?
The official very nicely going over to Nelson and answering his question. He's not blowing off Nelson. He went over and he explained what his viewpoint of it was.
It's Ted Bernhard, who was, as you say, explaining the call as to why the basket was counted instead of a two-shot situation for Kemp. He got the field goal and the free throw. It turns out to be a 5-point play for the Sonics.
Unfortunately, Anthony Mason had to add to this distress, the technical as well.
So the Sonics are taking the lead, 20-19. 3.5 remaining first quarter. Kemp with the box out.
Harper shot that really without looking at the basket.
Well, Perkins had the step, did not take advantage. Being guarded by Christie. Very difficult matchup for Christie. Good play in recapturing, and then the save by Starks, leading to the foul on Kemp. And for Kemp, that is his second. So early fouls by Kemp and Payton. They each have 2, and a timeout is being called with 3:11 remaining. First quarter.
Timeout. Call.
Revolution will be led by Jason Kidd, but he will not face the nation, meet the press, or host the Revolution online cyber chat, because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised, and the revolution will not fail. But with every no-look pass, every three-point shot, every crossover, and every strong finish, Jason Kidd speaks for the revolution. For the revolution is about basketball, and basketball is the truth.
Love is lovelier the second time.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. The flash back to a move by Patrick Ewing. Oh, spectacular move by Ewing. Sam Perkins with a nice fake, getting Ewing off his feet, and it was clear sailing. No one stepped in to meet Sam, who had preceded that move with a long jump shot. That's why Ewing went for the fake, and it showed nice versatility in Perkins's approach.
Sonics are over the foul limit, so John Starks, who is off to a promising start, will shoot 2. Starks 2 for 2 from the line. He's 2 of 4 from the field. And he now has 8 points. This is a beautiful arena. First season for the Key Arena. We are located on the campus of the Seattle Center, a 74-acre entertainment complex located in downtown Seattle. Gives you the pit effect, which is good for the home team.
Yeah, it's a very vertical building. Like the fans, the furthest fans that are away from the court are looking almost right down on it.
Here's the help on Kemp. Perkins. Ewing not allowing the 3-point possibility. Shot clock at 5. And now Perkins for 3. Ewing ahead of the field. Ewing puts it down. Patrick Ewing on the transition. You rarely see that.
He was effective at both ends by challenging the shot, and then he got a reward for the hard work. Nice play by Christie. And fortunately for him, he was out of bounds. That would have been 2 points for Perkins, and a real bad play.
Very spirited start by the Knicks. Playing well here in this first quarter.
Well, Ewing had challenged. People were yelling out for a walk, but that was a legal move by him. 1 step, 2 steps, and up.
Gilbert Davis is checked in, replacing John Starks. 2.5 remaining in this opening quarter. Double team on Kemp. Shot clock at 6. Hawkins. Rebound, Kemp. Missed the stuff. Kept alive, though. Payton with a new 24.
Now it's Ewing on Kemp.
And rebounded by Hopper. All the Knicks going to the boards.
See what Ewing did again now, second time in a row, is he contested the shot. You don't have to block shots, but if you've got the hand up, it puts pressure on the shooter.
See the Knicks guards trying to help out with the rebounding. Nice touch pass from Christie, but the rejection by Kemp. Sean Kemp blocking Patrick Ewing and hearing it from the crowd. And here is Kemp trying to do it at the other end. Nice pass. And the foul is called. It is on Mason. Anthony Mason committing his third, and that is trouble, in particular with Charles Oakley sitting out once again because of injury.
Nice look by Christie. Ewing doesn't usually face this, and that was Sean Kemp sending the shot back. The fans love it when a Patrick Ewing has his shot sent back by who has now become the Sonics' all-time block shot leader. And that happened in a year ago. Last February, Sean Kemp passed Jack Sikma in that department.
Charles Smith getting set to come on for Anthony Mason, who leads with a field goal for 2. Very rare to see Mason get in early foul trouble, but he's had a very tough assignment in going up against Sean Kemp. Knicks by 2 with 1:38 remaining in this first quarter. So the Knicks 23 and the Sonics 22. Knicks now have Harper, Davis, and Christie in a 3-guard alignment, along with Ewing and Smith. Ewing over Johnson. Air ball handled by Perkins. This is Nate McMillan who's come on for the first time. Christie breaks it up. Smith with the steal, but stepped out. Try to save it. And Seattle will throw in. We have not yet seen the Sonics go to the trapping, pressing, switching defensive setup, which creates so many easy baskets. And they always have the runners to convert. They love to run the floor. Here's Payton. Beautiful shot off glass, and the Sonics lead by 1.
Well, he posted up Derek Harper, which is not easy to do, but that well-developed fall-away jumper got him free.
And the Knicks, to this point, John, have not turned it over, coming off the 25 the other night. Ewing try to go glass. McMillan. Payton. Perkins for 3. Last touch by Ewing.
Ewing with a big smile after that play.
Percy Hawkins being waved back on. Looks like Nate McMillan is hobbling off. Now Gary Payton.
I think Ewing clipped him because there was an interreaction between Ewing and Payton. Both players smiling, actually, although Payton's the one in pain.
So Payton hurt. Askew posting up. Well, Vincent Askew, a guy who has come on offensively, showing a nice move, and the Sonics lead by 3. 20 seconds to go in the quarter.
Askew at 6'6" made it difficult.
Christie looked to be uncertain as a travel. Knicks get it back. Got a big break there. Christie uncertain. He had the opportunity, but knew there was still much time remaining, and he really did not dig in for that shot.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. For him, he didn't go up strongly enough to the basket.
Now 9 8/10 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Sonics have a 3-point lead. Down to 5. Smith. Charles Smith coming up short. And that is the end of 1 here at the Key Arena in Seattle. Sonics 26, Knicks 23.
For most people, a true luxury performance sedan always seems a bit out of reach. That's why Infiniti created the G20, so you could drive a world-class car while you're still young enough to enjoy it. Infiniti luxury and performance at a surprisingly affordable price. You only live once. It's time to get started.
When it comes to travel, there are two companies who can cover the world like nobody else. So whether you're up north or down south, far to the east or out west, now there's a new credit card that turns whatever you buy into free travel. Delta Airlines in the sky, American Express on the ground, and a way to earn more Sky Miles faster. The new Delta Sky Miles credit card from American Express.
You started putting money away for my college when I was little, right?
Smartest thing I ever did.
I guess I gotta start thinking about stuff like that.
I'll talk to my guy, Payne Weber. He got you through college.
Broker? Do I want to be in stocks right now?
I thought the same thing when I started saving for you. But he showed me if I was looking long-term, the only place to be is in the market.
And he'll know that's what I'm looking for.
He'll know. Because he'll ask.
It's late at night. Do you know where your children are? Keep in touch with the Motorola pager from Nobody Beats the Wiz. Excuse me, I've got to use the phone.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Toyota. I love what you do for me. Toyota. By MetLife. Get Met. It pays. And by Hertz. For business, for pleasure, nobody does it exactly like Hertz.
Well, this past Wednesday, prior to the game against the Clippers, Derek Harper arrived 40 minutes late for the team's morning workout, saying that he had received a phony message that practice was canceled. John asked Derek, who does he feel left that phony message?
You know, I really think it's Gary Grant. I think he saw an opportunity to get in the lineup going back to Los Angeles to play in front of his old fans. I'm almost sure it was Gary. I'll put him back, though.
Will he pay the fine, or is there a fine?
Hopefully there won't be a fine. I can't afford a fine. I don't want to be fined. Hopefully not.
John, you just have to stop pulling those planes. It really, it doesn't sit well.
I thought Derek took it very well.
He was actually having a massage at the time that had to be called off as he hustled his way to practice. Then Don Nelson kiddingly said he's benched for tonight. As the second quarter gets underway, it is Derek Harper bringing the Knicks within one. Well, the Knicks, after the good start, dropped off. Both clubs about the same from the field. David Wingate handling as he is checked in. Christie called for the foul, and now Gary Grant will come on for the first time. And Patrick Ewing will get a rest. Good effort by Ewing. 10 points. 5 of 9 from the field. So the Knicks with a small lineup. The lone big man is Smith, and they actually have 4 guards on the floor. Here's McMillan for 3, and Smith lets it go.
Well, when Don Nelson looks at what's on the court for Seattle, he feels safe in doing that. Irvin Johnson at the same end of the court for Seattle is the only big man for them. So an immediate response by Don Nelson. Sonics now with 3 turnovers. The Knicks perfect thus far.
A minute gone by. Second quarter. All alone, and a good look from Charles Smith, who saw it through the double team again. You hear the reaction in the direction of Doug Christie, who did not sign with his hometown club, the Sonics, eventually was traded away to the Lakers. That counts, and a foul, and no question about the continuation on that bucket by Hersey Hawkins.
Bob, just going back to Christie a moment ago in the crowd reaction. Imagine how wonderful that feels to him to be noticed.
Right.
I mean, he's been just crawling for playing time, and now people are booing him when he comes in the game. What a great feeling.
And he heard the boos when he came here with the Los Angeles Lakers the last couple of years. There's Christie with his first field goal. Charlie Ward now being waved down. Early appearance for Charlie. Don Nelson doing lots of shuffling. And he replaces Gary Grant.
Percy Hawkins just had a beautiful drive now, trying to complete a three-point play, and what a big story he is here in Seattle, playing such a gigantic role in their success thus far.
He was traded to the Sonics along with David Wingate in the deal for Kendall Gill, who now is a New Jersey Net. What's your reaction to the Kenny Anderson, Kendall Gill, Gerald Glass, Hillard Reeves transaction? Well, first turnover committed by the Knicks.
Well, I think the big story, of course, is Kenny Anderson leaving New York, and Marv, it seems that he had to go. The Nets were on the verge of getting nothing for him if they waited beyond the trading deadline at the end of February, and they wanted to get something, and Kenny just wasn't making it happen in New Jersey.
Askew called for the offensive foul or 3-second violation. 3-second violation.
I think the Nets are also getting two good players. Reeves, a New York product, play before an audience that he's familiar with, and I think it's a good move. Gill, of course, is a very talented guy.
Kendall Gill with the ups and downs, having problems with depression here in Seattle. Travel call on Christie. Problems with depression here and in Charlotte. And you wonder, although the Nets don't get the same kind of exposure, the same kind of treatment that the Knicks do, but you wonder how he will react, because there will be more attention directed to him than he has seen in the past. Here's the steal by Christie. Has a 3-on-1. Able to get it off to Davis. Nicely done. And the game is tied at 29. We are early second quarter. McMillan for Kemp off the fake. Oh, that looked too easy. Beautiful spin that left Smith standing.
Shawn Kemp nodding his head up and down. Yes, yes, that worked just as the way I wanted. Yes, I feel very good. He's got such a distinctive physical style after his moves. He's very interesting to watch.
Sonics lead 31-29. Very interesting to watch, but there are guys around the league, not necessarily as Gilbert Davis was able to penetrate but could not convert. Guys around the league not appreciative of the style or the attitude. So Askew gives the Sonics a 4-point lead.
You think he flaunts his success?
Yeah, he has that look. You know, he has that look. Supposedly has calmed down. We don't see him on a game-in, game-out situation, but George Karl claims, well, he said to you earlier that the trash talking has been pulled back, and this club is certainly known for that. And you realize how ridiculous it is when you look at a club with all this talent. They were eliminated in the first round of the playoffs the last 2 seasons. You would think there would be some humble reaction off that. Look at this regular season, 63-19, 57-25, and in both instances knocked out in the first round. Last year, eliminated by the Lakers 3-1 after they had the terrific regular season, finishing second in the Pacific, only 2 games behind first place Phoenix.
George Karl, a very fortunate man, and cooler heads prevail. A lot of franchises would have replaced the coach.
McMillan for 3. Christie with the one-hand rebound. Here's Davis. Yes. So the Sonics 33 and the Knicks 31 with 4 minutes gone by in the second. And Ward is called for the foul.
That was on number 21, Charlie Ward, his first. 4th team foul.
The Knicks with their 4th team foul. Yes, after last season, there were questions. And apparently a question at the official scorer's table.
Yes, sir, 6. We got it. The loose ball foul, Donnie. Loose ball foul.
And if I could read lips, Ted Bernhardt has explained that there was apparently a team foul that was erroneously charged, that it was not a loose ball foul, it was an offensive foul. Ted was thinking about that, a couple of trips up and down the court. And now Don Nelson wanted to continue the discussion, and he was politely asked by Ronnie Nunn to head back to the bench. Sonics 33, the Knicks 31. Gary Payton extending to the 4-point lead.
A lot different when Derek Harper isn't guarding you down low. Payton made that one quite easily.
Charles Smith gets inside, and he is fouled. Putting the move on Sean Kemp. And it is a pushing foul on Kemp. So that is 3 on Kemp. So here you have the Kemp-Mason matchup right at the start. You see Don Nelson right at Doug Christie. 3 apiece on Kemp and Mason. And now Kemp will sit down, replaced by Sam Perkins.
Well, they say, Marv, when a coach is yelling at you, he wants you to succeed. He's noticing you. And Don Nelson might have had some energy in Christie's direction, but Christie remains on the court. Nelson wants him to succeed.
First point of the game to Charles Smith, who had the good one against the Clippers, against his former team the other night. 39 minutes, 8 of 13, 20 points, 8 rebounds. So the game just felt good from the start. Smith able to rebound the missed free throw. Harper on a quick release. So the Knicks get a 3-point play out of it. And they're down by 1. Started to say after last season there were questions as to whether George Paul would be back. Sonics now lead by 3. George Karl guided the Sonics to 3 straight 50-win seasons, and then right out of the playoffs in the first round for the 2nd straight year, and both times against teams that had worse records than Seattle. Tough angle shot by Smith. Perkins off the double team, he got it out. Askew shooting for 3. Vincent Askew, who played for Don Nelson with the Golden State Warriors, a guy who's moved around, who made it by way of the CBA, and is not only a defensive force, he can shoot. He's improved that phase of his game.
Sonic team feels the 3-point shooting this year is a big part of their success, led in that area by Hersey Hawkins, but Askew showing that he also is a member of that long-range shooting club, and they feel that'll be an important part of their success, they hope, in May during the playoffs.
Illegal defense called for the 2nd time on the Sonics. It is a technical foul, and Hubert Davis to the line for the first time.
Marv, it's amazing how Hubert misses technical fouls, and I know he's such a perfectionist. He's putting pressure on himself before he shoots them.
St. John's heads for Boston College to battle the Eagles in a Big East showdown. Saturday night, right here on MSG.
This remote control is my magic wand to summon the police, fire department, paramedics, or my doctor. It contacts Life Alert, my 24-hour personal security service.
I'm having a heart attack.
We're summoning the paramedics and your doctor, Mr. Perkins. Help is on the way.
With Life Alert, you're never alone. So call to get free details by mail about Life Alert right now.
Call toll-free now, 1-800-238-1199.
$269 a month, not $299. $269 a month for a new loaded 1996 GMC Jimmy 4x4 at Bright Bay GMC Truck, Long Island's 4x4 headquarters. And at Bright Bay, you can choose from a huge selection of quality used trucks and 4x4s. And with our streamlined quick check credit approval, you're approved faster and easier.
Compare the facts. Shop around first. Then come to the Bright Bay GMC truck stop, ready to buy. Sunrise Highway, Bay Shore.
Psst. Hey, fellas, is that a floor plan for the bank next door? You guys aren't thinking of doing what I think you're doing. Haven't you heard? The Roslyn Savings Bank is paying all their savings and now account customers extra interest, equal to 25% of the total interest they earned in these accounts during 1995. Whoa, no monkey business for these two. There they go. Headed straight to the Roslyn Savings Bank to open a new account today. Extra interest has been paid by the Roslyn Savings Bank for the last 10 years. So why monkey around with anything else?
Well, now it's time for the MCS Canon quote book. Hey, listen to this. There's Charles Oakley giving out one of his thoughts. I'm in pain, he said. I've been in pain all season. That's life, however. Life is about pain, Marv.
He is very profound.
MCS Cannon, let us show you the possibilities. I personally think Charles was beautiful tonight.
A little bit more on the low key. Are you saying you didn't care for the pinstripes the other night in Los Angeles?
I think he looked very sharp the other night.
LA look the other night.
Very sharp tonight. I think it's just beautiful.
Three-point attempt by Davis. Ward is there with the rebound. Charlie Ward putting it home. And the Sonics now lead 40-36.
Charlie fortifying Don Nelson's confidence in him as a rebounder.
Just under 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Marv Albert, John Andres from the Key Arena in Seattle, Washington. That pass floating aside, but deflected by the Knicks. The official, Woody Mayfield, claiming that Derek Harper touched it. John, from this angle, I think it was untouched. And now they changed the call. It was untouched.
You got through, Marv. Somehow, some way, even though life is about pain,
right?
You got through.
Oh, I knew you'd weave that in. Here's Christie, and he will go to the line. Doug Christie on the drive. Sam Perkins. Right here is another look at it. Askew with the pass, no touchdown. And the officials wisely changed the call. Here's Doug Christie. Played his high school ball here in Seattle. A major star. Also, at one point, held the high jump record for high school competition. Tremendous all-around athlete. They don't care anymore.
Some of them do, Marv. In fact, I met a couple today on the streets of Seattle who were very happy about Doug's recent play.
Some relatives of
yes, actually, I met a relative in the hotel. Accosted me. I thought I was in trouble until he said, thanks for the nice words about Doug lately.
Here is Payton. And you said, of course, I am only a mirror of what takes place on the court. As Doug throws it away. And pass. And Seattle will get it back. John Starks will check in, replacing Hubert Davis. A little confusion as to the substitution. And that might be waved off. Starks never went to the scorer's table. John, you've got to take charge here.
Most players don't. Most players kind of wave at the scorer's table and assume they're seen.
Now, he just went from the bench to the court, and Hubert went to the bench, and Ted Bernhardt said no. Anthony Mason will also come on in a moment. He sat down after picking up his third. Sean Kemp also on the bench with 3, with just under 5 minutes left in the first half. Shot clock at 3. Payton to the fadeaway. Kept alive by Hawkins. Hawkins played well by Christie. Hawkins gets to it again. Here's Payton. But Ewing got a piece of it.
Payton was matched up with Hubert Davis, and all of a sudden Payton got very strong down low.
Knicks trailing by 3. Christie, he had it knocked away, but was able to draw the foul. Doug Christie has been a factor here in the first half. Hawkins called for the foul. Now John Starks is officially allowed to enter this. A look at what happened last time. He tried to make his way, but the official Ted Bernhardt said no, that is not an official substitution.
John ran into the teacher.
For Seattle, number 50, Irvin Johnson.
And now Doug Christie sitting down. Hopper for 3. And rebounded by McMillan.
Oh, the Knicks miss Oakley's offensive rebounding.
Hawkins lost the dribble and then kicked out of bounds by McMillan. The The Seattle Supersonics coming at 26-10, best record in the West. They lead the Pacific Division by 4 over the Sacramento Kings. They have won 10 straight here at home.
Harper's passing is very sharp tonight. Gave Ewing a nice setup.
Perkins down deep. He thought he was fouled. And Starks draws the foul. We have seen John Starks going at the level we have seen John when he's played his best basketball. No question the Knicks were trying to get him involved early. Hawkins called for that foul. It is a non-shooting affair, and Starks will put it in play.
Yes, John's been a 9-point-a-game scorer over the last 10 games, which is amazing considering he's healthy. But he's moving very well and trying to drive the ball to the hoop, which is what Don Nelson's been preaching.
Harper on the drive. Protected it as he saw Perkins. Harper on the loose ball.
Ewing did a good job, too, pursuing that.
Mason spinning his way, got bottled up. It will be Knick ball, last touched by the Sonics. The Knicks will have 15 on the 24. For the Knicks, it is game 2 of a 3-game Western swing. They play in Vancouver tomorrow night. Knicks beat the Grizzlies at the Garden in mid-November. And again, the foul on the Sonics.
Well, Ewing starting to drive to the basket, drew the double coverage, and every time he gets the ball, Marv, the Sonics are doubling him. Ewing's reacting well, though, giving that ball to open teammates.
I'd have to say Larry's my best friend. The guy is a maniac for sports. He loves to play football. That's his sport, and he's the boss.
And he'll never, ever leave a game early. Is this the Arctic Bowl? He's rolling out the tarp with him. Larry!
But all my life, Larry's always done me big favors.
Mike, Diane, Mike.
Hi. Very big favors.
Yes.
Cheers, buddy.
When you're with a friend as good as Larry, shouldn't you have a Heineken? What are they?
Call it a screamer.
Blades in the ground to kill. Where did they come from?
Once it gets inside, that's when the killing starts.
Now,
We got a new kind of screamer.
They're smarter now.
the last scream you hear will be your own. Screamers. Rated R. At theaters January 26th.
How can this be car of the year? You can't get up and walk around in a car. Cars don't have seats on rollers. Or so many seats, period. Or so much space for so many things. And they certainly don't offer sliding doors on both sides. Well then, it would appear that for the first time ever, the Motor Trend Car of the Year is more than a car. It's a caravan from the new Dodge.
And there is an important member of the Sonics team, Detlef Schrempf, on the injured list with a fracture of the left fibula. He has been out nearly 6 weeks. He has been working out. This was seen prior to tonight's game. We talked about it earlier with George Karl, who says don't expect him back until at least the 1st of February. Detlef says that his cutting and reactions are still a bit off. He is not ready.
It's totally illogical to me, Marv, that this team is 13-4 with him out of the lineup. He's such an important part of this team, and they've just marched right along without him.
Neither club has scored the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Foul on Irvin Johnson, putting Patrick Ewing at the line. Ewing with 11 points, 2:57 remaining in the first half, and the Knicks are down now by 1.
Well, Don Nelson's got to be delighted with this first half. Naturally, you always want to be leading by 10 points, but this is a superior team in the league, and the Knicks are right with them.
Payton being guarded by Starks. Payton reversed it beautifully. The tip was missed by Johnson, and Mason pushes it down for Starks. Finding Ward for 3. And the tip by Ewing. Patrick Ewing soaring for the tip.
I can't remember when we saw a play like that. The nice fingertip control by Ewing.
So the Knicks lead is now 1. And Starks aggressive on Payton, trying to help out, is called for the foul.
Number 3, John Starks, is second.
So that is 2 committed by Starks.
Well, good ball movement by Starks. He moved it up and found Charlie Ward cross court. And there's Patrick. Nobody boxing him out. And what control he had of that basketball.
Crowd reacting with Steve Scheffler over at the scorer's table and checking in for the first time. Coming on for Irvin Johnson. Steve Scheffler, very physical player, 6'9", 250 pounds. In his 6th season out of Purdue, it is only his 19th game and has seen limited action. Sonics tie the game at 41. That first point in 4 minutes and 22 seconds. We come up on 2 minutes to go, first half. Ewing again draws the double team.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter. 2 minutes.
Starks for 3. Yes. Beautiful ball movement by the Knicks, taking advantage of the Seattle double teaming.
Charlie Ward returned the favor with the nice pass to Starks.
So the Knicks lead is 3. They have led by as many as 7. Starks eluding Hawkins. Gets it to Ward. Knicks moving the ball so well in this first half.
Charlie Ward playing under control as well.
Scheffler trying to pound Ewing. As I said, a very physical guy. Ewing going right at him, and the foul call.
That's unfortunate because the fans that are booing saw a view of Vincent Askew with Ewing wheeling in, and the ball that Ewing had just brushed right into Askew and threw Ewing off balance, and the foul was called. Take another look at it. Oh, here's a good view of this move. You see Askew and Ewing collide, but it's basketball on Askew.
Steve Scheffler has spent the last 3 years with the Seattle Supersonics. He's also played for Charlotte, Sacramento, and Denver. Originally a second-round pick of the Hornets. He was the Big Ten Player of the Year back in 1991 at Purdue. But Christie is back, and Ewing has given the Knicks a 46-41 lead.
Sonics have been sitting on that 41 for a bit now, and the Knicks keep rolling along.
They have not hit a field goal in 5.5 minutes. The last field goal was the 3 by Askew, and again they turn it over. We come up on 1 minute remaining in the half, and they want to go to work with Ewing against Scheffler. Here's Ward. And apparently the ball went in from underneath the basket.
Credit the basket to Charlie Ward.
Oh no, it's ruled that it is good. Apparently the ball was knocked from underneath, so the basket by Ward was good. 14-1 run by the Knicks, who lead by 7. 40 seconds to go in the half. Hawkins for 3. So the Sonics went 6 minutes and 3 seconds without a field goal. 6:03 before Hawkins was able to hit.
As the half winds down, boy, part of the reason for the success is the Knicks 3 turnovers, and as I say that, make it 4 now.
And Hawkins took a hip check. Foul by Ward. So 19 seconds to go in this first half, and Hersey Hawkins will shoot a pair.
Well, one thing I want to point out here, the optimism that the Knicks must feel right now, although I'm sure it's very much under control, is to keep in mind that the Sonics last game against Cleveland had a very tough game. In fact, they were trailing till late third quarter against the Cavaliers before they overcame them. But the Sonics are a tough team that knows how to play from behind, particularly here at home.
Substitutions, Hubert Davis coming on, along with Gary Grant. Ewing and Hopper sit down.
Also
Wingate, McMillan come on, and the rookie Eric Snow. Eric Snow, second-round pick of Milwaukee, out of Michigan State. Hersey Hawkins, one of the best free throw shooters in the league at 90% this season.
Eric Snow was the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last year. A nice fit with the likes of Gary Payton.
The Knicks have a 2-point lead, and they hope to hold for a final shot. 15 seconds left in the half. Knicks spread the court. Christie gets inside, but too strong. Starks on the recovery, and time is run out. And Don Nelson was not pleased with that last sequence, pointing at the noggin as if to say you have to use your head. Not pleased with Starks and Christie. And Don is one of those guys, as we have seen right throughout the season, and it's been his style throughout his coaching career. He gets right to the point.
Yes, he doesn't wait.
Mike Crispino is awaiting our cue. And our matchup for tonight at the guard spot, John Starks and Hersey Hawkins.
Yes, the shooting guards, the number 2 guards. We have a standoff here. John Starks shooting the ball well at the line and from 3-point range, and Hersey Hawkins, who's having a terrific year, also doing well. Our halftime stats: the Knicks shooting 43%, the Sonics below their 47% average at 41. 3-point shooting similar, although the Knicks at 2 for 9, not quite as good. And the free throw situation, the Knicks shooting the ball well. Rebounds, the Knicks hanging tough considering no Oakley tonight. And the turnovers, 7 points for the Knicks off turnovers. The Sonics force 19 turnovers a year on the average, and they've only forced 4 here in the first 19 a game rather. Only forced 4 here in the first half.
And a 3 for Gary Payton to open things up, and the Sonics now lead by 1. Sonics had hit only 1 field goal the last 6 minutes and 40 seconds of the first half. And that a 3-pointer by Vincent Askew. Here is Patrick Ewing, and rebounded by Sam Perkins. So Perkins with Kemp and Johnson up front. Payton and Hawkins in the backcourt for the Sonics, who have won 10 straight here at home. They've won 15 of 16 at the new Key Arena. Hawkins with 3, and Mason with the rebound. Anthony Mason is playing with 3 fouls, so the playing time was held in check in the first half. Played only 13 minutes in that first half. Mason being guarded by Kemp, who also has 3 fouls. Nice fake, and Anthony Mason will go to the line. Sean Kemp also being careful, does not want to pick up number 4. And the foul is called on Irvin Johnson. That is his 4th foul.
Mason, as you mentioned, Marv, leading the league in minutes on the floor, averaging 43.7. So it was an unusual first half in many ways for Mason. And the Knicks fortunate without his presence all the way to be where they are.
Mason struggling at the line. He had hit 26 in a row. Since then, 16 for 28. As he misses on both. That would have been a lane violation. Yes. Irvin Johnson over anxious, stepping in too quickly and receiving some coaching from Gary Payton.
Well, Mason appreciates it and sends him back.
Upset with his teammate, and Anthony Mason is able to take advantage. The game is tied at 49. Johnson for Kemp. He loves that shot. Little spin to the baseline, and he is able to extend into the air. The Rain Man hitting the jump shot to give the Sonics a 2-point lead.
Well, he just leaves the defense behind when he extends as he did over Mason.
Kemp has 11 points. They double up on Ewing. Smith threw it away. Picked up by Hawkins on the steal. Here's Payton spinning, draws the foul. Committed by Starks. And Don Nelson very upset with that last pass by Charles Smith. In fact, he is sending Doug Christie to the scorer's table.
Charles laboriously drove that ball and then just handed it to Seattle.
Charles Smith.
Doug Christie will come on. Gary Payton is having a terrific season.
Substitution for New York.
He's given the Sonics a 3-point lead. Charles Smith headed to the bench.
Booing has subsided quite a bit when Doug Christie takes the court.
Seattle with a 3-point lead. We are early in the third. Mason played on a switch by Payton. Knicks want an illegal defense call. Shot clock running down. Too late. Anthony Mason. Too much dribble as he tried to get closer.
Meanwhile, the PA system here has taken off on the Knicks end of the court when they're handling the ball with some pretty distracting sounds.
Seattle gets it back. They are up by 3. Perkins for 3. Sam Perkins in his 12th season out of North Carolina, so effective from long range, extends to a 6-point Seattle lead.
There wasn't a Knick defender in the vicinity of Perkins on that shot.
12 points for Perkins. Leg block. And the Knicks will get a new 24.
Don Nelson just energetically looked out at Christie and yelled out, "Drive!"
Sonics with the 9-1 advantage here at the start of the third. Hoffer was left open. And back comes Payton. Hawkins. Nice play by Mason. Perkins on the recovery, and the Knicks want to talk it over. Timeout taken. Sonics lead by 8. 8:45 remaining in the third.
As the official airline of the 1996 Olympic Games, Delta has created an event just for business travelers, the International Dash. With
a reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
Excellent ad-lib.
Just a guy on his date with his mom, you know. Sonics on a fast break, ran the court well. Mason with a good strip of the ball. Perkins gets the reward for running the court and hanging around. He got the bounce and the basket.
Sonics now lead 57-49. Ronnie Nunn with the illegal defense call. That's the third infraction by Seattle. And a technical foul. Hopper will shoot the tee. The Knicks are now going with Hopper, Starks, and Christie, along with Mason and Ewing. At the end of 3, Orlando leading Utah 83-82. Final scores. Nets lost to the Bullets in Baltimore earlier tonight, 92-87. Chris Webber with 25. Armin Gilliam with 32 points. Atlanta beat Philly 82-77. Charlotte over Miami 114-106. Here's Ewing. And the Knicks have hit a cold spell. Indiana over Detroit 89-81. Kemp lost it. And then able to recover.
And it was Mason.
And here's Hopper on a 5-on-2. Ewing with the finish. Patrick Ewing with another beautiful conclusion to the break.
Oh, and he got the ball at the right time.
So the Sonics lead by 5. Hawkins on a quick release. Percy is 3 for 9 from the field. Ewing with the screen and then rolls on Johnson. Irvin Johnson is playing with 4 fouls.
See that pounding, Marv, at the Knicks end of the court?
Is that bothering your style, John?
The NBA.
Hopper obviously not bothered.
NBA doesn't like it. I know that. They issued some paperwork to that effect before the season began. It's quiet at this end, however.
Sonics lead by 3. Payton off the mark. Christie on the rebound. Pops it down. Hopper leading Starks. Oh, that was beautiful. And the Knicks getting a host of transition baskets here tonight.
Oh, they've come right back and stopped this forward thrust by the Sonics.
Seattle by 1. 6:45 remaining in the third quarter. Perkins, he was given the move to the right and then tried to draw the foul, but there was no contact. Hopper with a good play to keep it alive. Hopper on the move. Yes, and it counts. Derek Hopper will go to the line, has some words with a couple of players on the Seattle bench.
Hopper made an incredible move, Marv, and actually he might have committed an offensive foul. Take a look at this now. Drives down, sees the big man in front of him, puts that shoulder right into him, and then goes up for the shot. It's a great play by him, but if I'm the defense, I'm saying, hey, Mr. Official, I think you might have missed one.
Foul was called on Johnson. That was his 5th. And he is at the bench. Vincent Askew replacing Irvin Johnson. 3-point play by Hopper. A 10-0 run by the Knicks, who have taken the lead 59-57. Good job by Mason on Kemp. And it's a traveling violation. Anthony Mason put the clamps on Sean Kemp. Did a terrific job physically in keeping him out of position.
Kemp wants room. If he gets room, he's unstoppable, and Mason's taking it away.
The Knicks with the ball and a 2-point lead. Mason gets it out to Hopper. Mason is being guarded by Payton.
He's moving the ball well, too, Mason. Not holding it, dribbling.
6 on the shot clock. And now Kemp is back on Mason. To this point, the Knicks have not allowed Sean Kemp to explode offensively. He's been held back by the foul situation. Ewing with 3 on the 24. Ewing, yes! And the Knicks now lead 61-57.
Just a beautiful finish by Patrick.
He has 20 points. Now Kemp foul. Oh, that was swatted high and far. The Knicks enjoyed that one. Foul was committed by Ewing.
Don Nelson right in the face of Doug Christie with another lesson of sorts. There's Ewing at the other end with the beautiful basket. Got above the defense. A little Sean Kemp as he ran back court with those arms down, Kemp style.
5:40 left in the third quarter. And the Knicks lead by 4. Here is Kemp working hard and again turns it over.
It was Ewing, Marv. It was Ewing that came over with Mason. And at the middle of the jump, Ewing's hand was on that ball and Kemp came down with it.
And Ronnie Nunn, who had made the call, giving the indication for the travel, now not certain, as Gary Payton appealed to him. Now Nunn is talking it over with Ted Bernhardt and Woody Mayfield.
Might be a jump ball situation with Ewing, in effect, blocking the shot, and he came down with it. Let's take a look at Kemp now. Mason not allowing him space. Ewing from behind with the beautiful block. Then Kemp came down.
Well, they changed the call that a Knick player deflected it out of bounds, so it will be Seattle ball.
Looked like Nelson was signaling for the jump that he wanted.
Shot clock is down to 7. Askew was forced out deep. Perkins with 3 on the 24. Kemp getting position. Oh, he was played well by Ewing. What a job by Patrick Ewing. Not committing the foul, but putting the pressure on Kemp.
Great play, because Kemp was so close to the hoop, you had to think he would get at least a foul out of the deal.
Mason able to save that pass. Shot clock at 5. Hopper from Christie. And rebounded by Kemp.
I haven't seen the ball move like this on the Knicks offense in a long time for such sustained periods.
Payton for Perkins. Payton posting. Shot clock at 5. Sonics having trouble locating a shot. Hawkins couldn't bail them out. And the Sonics have got over 4 minutes without scoring. Here's Christie putting the move on Perkins and draws the foul. Sam Perkins picks up his second.
Foul number 14. Perkins is second.
So Doug Christie to the line. Here's Charlie Ward, who played effectively in the first half. Derek Hopper will sit down. Hopper with 12 points. Charlie Ward, 11 minutes of playing time, had 2 of 4 from the field in the first half.
George Karl has to be missing a man who's become valuable to this team this year. Frank Burkowski, Big Frank, joined the Sonics this year for the second time in his career. First 2 years of his NBA career was with the Sonics, but he's got a shoulder injury that's kept him out last game and a half, and he can be very useful to the Sonics now as Ewing is just truly dominant out there.
Frank Burkowski is available but has not played. Kemp able to beat the Knicks down low, and then good play by Christie, not allowing the shot. If you foul in that situation, you try to tie up the player's arms. That's what Doug Christie did, and Kemp will go to the line.
And that's why Don Nelson can go with this somewhat smaller lineup with Ward and Starks out there with Christie, because Christie can play big, as he just did, in tying up a big, strong Kemp.
And the Sonics, their first point in 4.5 minutes. The Knicks now lead 62-59 as we approach 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Christie, Starks, Ward, Mason, and Ewing on the floor. Here's Christie putting the move on Perkins. Rebound Ewing. Ewing rejected by Perkins. And back comes Payton. Starks poked it away. Payton on the recovery. Askew. And a foul. A hard foul. Put Hawkins on the floor. It's on Starks.
Foul is on number 3, John Starks. His 4th.
So that's 4 on Starks, who has been a very important player here tonight, and he'll sit down.
Strong move inside as Hawkins quickly goes up for the shot, draws the foul.
Gilbert Davis replacing John Starks, who leaves with 14. It is called a non-shooting foul. That prompted the booing from the crowd. Perkins moves to 2-point territory, and Ward with the rebound. Ward pushing it down. Knicks on the run. Here's Christie to the reverse. Doug Christie gives the Knicks a 64-59 lead.
Boy, for a team so noted for its defense, the Sonics are leaving a lot to be desired for George Karl. The defensive transition was just not there.
Kemp, rushed shot by Sean Kemp, who felt he was fouled.
You know, Perkins, too, who loves the perimeter, is adding nothing on the Sonics boards, offensive boards.
Mason handling against Kemp. Shot clock at 3. Mason. And that's a 24-second violation. Once again, it goes inside to Anthony Mason, who did not get it off in time, although the Knicks felt that Mason was hacked. And now the Sonics take a timeout. They have not hit a field goal in the last 6 minutes. We'll be right back. Ewing with the step on Conlon.
Anheuser-Busch.
And is able to contain himself before he goes into the stands. Another look at it now. Patrick contesting shots as well as he has done in any game this season by far.
2 games against the Sonics last season. Certainly enjoyed himself, averaging over 30 per game, shooting just under 70%. Tonight he has 21 points on 8 of 15 from the field, 9 rebounds.
Boy, the way the third quarter started, it looked like the Sonics were off and running, and that was the story. And did the Knicks put a stop to that?
Hubert Davis. Well, Seattle opened up the quarter with an 11-1 run, and they led 57-49. Then the Knicks turned it around. They went on a 15-2 tear and took a 5-point lead. And the 2 points in that 15-2 spurt by the Knicks, the 2 points by Seattle were both free throws. Now the Knicks are up 65-61 with this third quarter running down, and the Sonics have gone over 7 minutes without a field goal. That is amazing. Ward with a nice fake. Oh, he beat Payton off the dribble. Charlie Ward able to penetrate, and the Knicks lead 67-61.
This Seattle team, despite their good defensive numbers, has no shot blocking inside.
The only presence is when that's a nice move by Kemp. Sean Kemp with the field goal that ends the drought. They went 7.5 minutes without a field goal. The only shot blocker is Irvin Johnson. He's sitting down after picking up his 5th foul. Here is Ewing. Patrick Ewing extending to a 69-63 Knick lead.
Yes, of course, Kemp, who does a good job at the forward position in that department, is their all-time shot blocker. However, he's not thought of as a back-to-the-basket real big man who's waiting down low to block shots.
Excellent defensive play on the double with Christie coming over, and it causes the traveling violation. And now Doug Christie handling it at the point guard position. 20-6 run by the Knicks after the slow start here in the third. We have a half minute remaining, third quarter. Ewing finding Christie for 3 and rebounded by McMillan. But again, the Knicks reacting very well on the double team with Ewing setting up Christie.
Hubert Davis matched up with the tough Gary Payton, doing a nice job. Payton hasn't taken off on the Knicks at all.
Final seconds, third quarter. Now Payton working hard to get inside. Don Nelson was looking for a travel. 2 seconds to go in the third quarter. Here's Christie. Will he get it off in time? So after 3 here in Seattle, the New York Knicks 69 and the Seattle Supersonics 65.
Nobody does it.
Call for a push, and these are damaging fouls because the Knicks have been over the limit.
Tough play by Harper, and credit Payton for the ability to bother Harper to that point. Payton was trying to post up Derek Harper, who was playing him very physically.
Payton is 8 of 11 at the line.
See Harper now leaning out, doing his best to get up on Payton, but as the whistle was called, it didn't seem to be much contact at all at that specific moment.
So Payton hits on both and again cuts it to a 1-point Knick lead. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining in the fourth.
Kemp is now switched over to Ewing.
Man of defense as Starks fires. Way off. Got glass. And last touch by Ewing. Gary Payton has scored the Sonics' last 7 points. They're down by 1 off a 9-2 run.
Mason now will stay on Perkins to guard against his outside shooting, and Ewing is dealing with Kemp down low.
2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the fourth. Here's Kemp working against Ewing, and he's blocked. Ewing with but the rejection of the outside attempt by Kemp, and then Kemp compounds the situation by picking up the foul. That's 4 on Kemp.
Once Kemp put the ball on the floor, that enabled Ewing. Now he stops. Enabled Ewing. Ewing knew he could challenge because Kemp was no longer dangerous to put the ball on the floor and drive. Excellent read by Ewing, and what a block and what a finish to the play.
So John Starks at the line. He's 4 of 4 from the line. And the Knicks now lead 83-81. Starks a 74% free throw shooter. Are not hitting their free throws down the stretch. They lead 83-81 with 2.5 remaining in the fourth. Kemp with the beautiful feed for Hawkins. A backdoor pass, and the game is tied at 83.
Starks lost Hawkins. He was caught looking at the ball.
Charlie Ward operating at the point guard position here in the final minutes. Again, the champ of defense. Mason posting. Starks for 3. Way off. Rebound kept alive by Ward. Charlie Ward again, once again getting to the loose ball. Starks getting it cross court to Hoffer for 3, and he came up short. Rebound Ewing. What a play by Patrick Ewing. And the Knicks now lead 85-83. The box out, and was able to hit off glass by twisting it with the reverse English.
This is the game of the year for Patrick Ewing.
Hawkins for 3. He's been off. Ewing with the rebound. So the Knicks put the ball. They lead by 2. Now a minute 20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Ewing lost sight of it. Ward on the recovery, and he threw it away. McMillan with the steal. The Knicks over the limit, do not want to foul. They've been putting the Sonics at the line. Here is Kemp, and he's blocked by Ewing. So Kemp to the line. That's 3 on Ewing. And with 59 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter, Sean Kemp will shoot 2. He has hit 7 of 8. He is only a 70% free throw shooter, but the Sonics have done a good job at the line. 28-33. The Knicks lead is 1. And they want to talk it over. Timeout taken. So when we come back, Sean Kemp back to the line. Now they say a 20-second timeout. Kemp will go to the line with the Sonics down by 1, and 59 and 9/10 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
Don Nelson has worked as hard as his players tonight. He's been so active, and now he's being very clear with what he wants his team to do in the closing minute of this game. We'll take a look now at the last play by Patrick Ewing. Ball was rotated. Derek Harper had plenty of time, but Ewing swept in from one side of the court to the other, and the finish. He has been brilliant tonight in his best all-around game of the season by far. What a game.
Don Nelson walking onto the court. He was at the foul lane having a conversation with Patrick Ewing. Don Nelson realizing obviously the impact of a win here in Seattle for his ball club. He has been about as active as we have seen him.
He has been all over the court.
And Kemp has tied it at 85. Knicks have 3 full timeouts remaining. Sonics 2 and a 20. seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Ewing one-on-one with Perkins, and he lost it. A critical turnover by Patrick Ewing. The Sonics call for time. So we have seen some sloppy ball handling by the Knicks the last couple of possessions.
There's something you might not know about.
Jason Kidd, but he will not face the nation, meet the press, or host a Revolution online cyber chat. Because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. And the revolution will not fail. But with every no-look pass, every three-point shot, every crossover, and every strong finish, Jason Kidd speaks for the revolution. For the revolution is about basketball, and basketball is the truth.
46, 6/10 seconds left. Seattle feels they're in control now. They'll have the ball after this play. Ewing, clear lane. Perkins hanging with him, forces the turnover. Ewing tries to draw the foul with that motion. But the turnovers in the second half are the big story for the Knicks after only 3 in the first half.
3 turnovers first half, 8 after 3 quarters, and they have turned it over 9 times in this fourth quarter. Knicks and the Sonics tied at 85. 46 seconds remaining. In this fourth quarter, Sam Perkins will throw in. The Knicks remaining the same following the timeout. Payton handles against Harper. Both teams are over the limit. Shot clock at 10. Now solid. There's Kemp. Perkins with 3 on the 24. Oh, big shot by Sam Perkins with Anthony Mason right all over him. The tough angle shot by Perkins, that reminiscent of the big one he hit for the Lakers in the NBA Finals 5 years ago.
It's third down at Bud Bowl, and you're in the game. Beat it, Doc. All right, you bench-warming towel boy reject. There are 4 plays left. Try this one. Flea flicker? What if they catch me? What if they catch me? Don't worry, it's going to be a walk in the park. So take a hike. Ooh, yeah, this is easy. Hey! Oh! Make that 3 plays left. Get a new play card where you buy Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Ice. Oh, look. A tooth. Excuse me, that would be mine.
Wait till next year? Well, next year is now. Now's the time to order your season tickets for 1996 New York Yankees baseball. Purchase your full season plan before January 30th, and you'll receive a free fan marquee scoreboard message, a 25% off discount coupon to the stadium's gift shops, a limited edition audio cassette gift. Plus, you'll be entered in a sweepstakes for a trip to a 96 spring training game and a monthly drawing to throw out the first pitch. This offer expires January 30th, so order your 96 full season tickets today.
Thanks to Sam Perkins' dramatic jump shooting, the Sonics now enjoy a 2-point lead. Sean Kemp was denied his move to the basket. Off the dribble, Sam Perkins hits a jump shot cleanly. Sam usually a flat-footed jump shooter and a very fine one for his 6'10 size, but he hits a big one on the move. Focus on the Knicks now, who have the full 24 seconds to operate to get back into a tie situation, or even a little bit better than that if they can manufacture something here.
Timeout rundown. The Sonics, after trailing by 8 points, have run off a 15-5 spurt the last 5.5 minutes, thanks to the free throw shooting of Gary Payton and some of the poor ball handling by the Knicks. 9 turnovers by the Knicks in this fourth quarter. That was nearly number 10. 20 seconds to go. Knicks down by 2. Starks played by Hawkins. They isolate Starks and Hawkins. Here is Hopper for Starks. Ward gets it down low. Ewing, yes, and the game is tied with 6 seconds to go. A clutch basket by Patrick Ewing, who has 35 points. Beautiful ball movement under pressure by the Knicks to tie the game.
Well, they swung the ball, Marv, side to side so successfully and isolated Ewing in a one-on-one matchup, and he has proven all night long he's too much. You see the ball go the other side. Harper doesn't force it. Starks doesn't force it. Charlie Ward inside to Ewing with a good look at the hoop. And he does what he's been doing all night, and that has become the killer for the Knicks here against the Sonics. He has been magnificent, and what a dramatic shot. Did he enjoy it?
35 points and 16 rebounds for Ewing. He has converted 15 of 24 from the field in his 41 minutes. Now the Knicks with 2 timeouts remaining. In regulation, we have 6 and 3/10 seconds to go. Seattle has a 20-second timeout left. It will be Seattle ball. The Knicks are over the foul limit, as are the Sonics. And George Karl is mapping it out.
Well, the ball, I would imagine, Marv, will be in the hands of Gary Payton. He'll make a decision whether to hit Kemp down low or possibly Hersey Hawkins, who's been relatively quiet all night. They're used to finding Hawkins for long jump shooting. Not that they need a long one. They need anything they can get, including a foul shooting opportunity. Should they get a foul shooting opportunity, that would be ideal, because there'd probably be only 2 seconds left or thereabouts. It'd be very difficult for the Knicks to advance the ball and get a good shot. So I would look for the ball to get in the hands of Gary Payton.
Nate McMillan will throw it in from center court.
Got to keep our eye on Kemp for a lead pass for a dunk also.
All right, 6 and 3/10 seconds remaining, and they have to use their final timeout. McMillan could not find anyone. It's a 20-second timeout. And now they must inbound the ball. No timeouts left for Seattle.
George Karl making it very clear. He's looking at Kemp pretty hard. They have time, though, to get a decent shot. And if they can get a pick or any kind of interaction to cause the defense to double team or to play tough on any of the Seattle players and perhaps draw a foul, I mean, they'd be very, very happy with a foul shooting situation.
Oh, yes.
They do not need to score a basket to win this game.
Again, McMillan with the look. Hawkins. Poked away by Harper. Down to 2. Down to 1. Hawkins gets it off. And we will go to overtime. Derek Harper with a brilliant defensive play. And a very difficult situation, because you don't want to commit the foul, obviously, and Harper was able to get all ball to knock it away. We're headed to overtime. The Knicks and Sonics tied at 87.
Gary rotated back to get it. Harper in low to Ewing. Turns the baseline cut. Blocked by Kemp. Grabbed by McMillan. Ewing nearly predictable with that one. Rotating to his left side. McMillan pass into Kemp. Turns to the hole. Two-handed jam. Sean Kemp from...
Mason put Sam Perkins on Patrick Ewing now, because you know the Knicks are going to Ewing every time.
Ewing turns to the baseline. The fallaway floater. Got it. We're tied in overtime. Patrick Ewing with dribbled up on the front court left side. Fending up Harper with the right hand. With the left hand, he sends an entry pass to Kemp. Doubled out to Nate. He's three. Nate McMillan brings it
down, and fortunately for the Sonics, it was that one.
1:54 left. Harper outside, pick and roll to Ewing. Drives in, leans to the hole, lays it up and in. McMillan got out of the way. Didn't want to give up the time. McMillan, high left side. Floats it to Kemp on the wing. Battles Ewing into the lane. Ewing reaches in, strips the ball. Knicks have it to Mason. Fenders it over the top of Hawkins. Mason locked up by Kemp with 5 fouls. Mason doubled out to Ewing. 15-footer. Got it all money. Patrick Ewing, nothing. Gates him midcourt to Hersey, looking for it. They jump for the ball. It's deflected, and the Knicks come up with it. 197, the final score in overtime.